Welcome to the Israeli Trailblazers Show. I'm your host, Jennifer Weissmann. Israelis are wildly misunderstood, and our media focuses only on conflict. Instead, Israelis are out there making your life better almost every single day. Think of Waze guiding you home and Monday.com powering your work. But the media rarely tells you this story, and that's why we're here. Israeli Trailblazers Show is about uncovering the bold, creative, and often hidden ways that Israelis are helping your world no matter where you live. Today, my guest is Orrin Fisher. Orrin is an artist and a community activist, originally from Los Angeles. He now lives in Israel, and he does a unique way of blending drawing and sculpture and video in a way that sparks interest and connection. And it's not just in Israel. His work has been seen in many places in the world. So welcome, Orrin.
Thank you.
Describe your art.
My art fields are painting. I paint on fabrics, on wood, on paper. I'm also sort of a designer, and I make characteristic paintings and basically all different mediums inside the painting. Another medium is the sculpture. Sculpture, I work with wood and with found objects, recycled objects I found in my immediate area. I make video art. For example, there's video art of me dancing in public places, which was
I saw that. That was very cool.
Thank you. There's the sculptures and there's performance art, live shows, for example, and costume design and all of that. I'm also in that field.
What are the elements that you find that intrigue you and you want to make art out of them? Give me an example.
Well, I live in a remote place. It's the southest part of Israel. It's in the middle of the desert in a small community village. If you ask me today, I'm really excited to see all the things that the desert brings. Let's say the wood that affected by the desert and the dust affects all the things. So if I see some spark in it, then I have the urge to collect it. And then I bring it to my studio and the process starts.
I know you've exhibited in Berlin, Düsseldorf, of course in Israel, and now you're planning a U.S. tour.
My show in Düsseldorf, the concept of the show was a tribute to lost works. It's about a really famous curator in Düsseldorf that the Nazis basically stole all his artworks, and it was high-end artworks, Picassos and all this stuff. He was left without nothing. He had a big gallery in Düsseldorf, and he was a really famous Jewish guy there. And since then, let's say, for example, now the mayor of Düsseldorf have one of the works. A lot of his works are spread at Düsseldorf, sort of a liberal, really progressed country, but a lot of artworks that was stolen. It's a big issue. My concept of the show was just, I redrew all the paintings. I saw all the original, and I drew all of them on papers, and I brought it with me. Like, I sent it to Düsseldorf, and over there we hung the whole show with the artworks, basically. Next to it, there was a small print of the original one. So the people that came to the show could see the original one and my interpretation. And the whole concept of the show was to bring awareness to all this issue of stolen artworks from the Jewish community. So it was sort of a connection between activism and making awareness.
So you took the image of, say, a Picasso, and you did your interpretation of that Picasso painting.
Yeah, exactly.
And how was that exhibit received in Düsseldorf?
It was really interesting. The German people, they're having hard time to discuss these things, and they're really polite about it. They won't tell you direct stuff, but I think they feel the guilt. The curator was really amazing. The show went great. People really got to know the whole subject and enjoy the paintings together, and the whole thing just worked in a harmonic way.
So your focus is the intersection between art and activism. How do you see your art changing people's minds a little bit? Like, for example, in Düsseldorf, you're talking about a very difficult subject, right? Nazis stealing art
Yeah.
owned by Jews that they then murder, or something horrible is happening to them in that moment. How do you see that conversation changing? I mean, you said they were quiet, but they were polite. Do you think it resonated?
Yeah, I think everything you do with intention, and the conflicts usually are a thing that over there's a lot of truth. Whatever you touch, some sort of sour pain or something, even you can see in your own life, if you reach something and touch it where you have pain and you won't ignore it and continue on, because if you ignore things rotten, but when you flew things in an artistic way and in a way that people even can enjoy it, and so it can be a healing intervention. That's why I think it's an important part for art. That's why I'm attracted to go to these conflict places and to the place where there's like an aching something, and touch it in a unique way and in a different way than just screaming or, I don't know, posting something on Facebook.
In 2026, when you come to the U.S. with your new exhibition, what is the feeling you hope people have after they see your art in America?
I want to make a space where people could come and feel a different side of the Judaica and the Judaism art and art from our old culture, and to bring it sort of a new vibe and show the world the beauty of it without looking like Jews are orthodox with black hats and Streimalach and all the stigma that we have. I think since the 7th of October, there's a stronger rooting. Young people are more rooted to our Judaism in a way. The world, how it looks at us, got us a bit closer to the sources. Beauty, that the symbolism that we have, and without discussing
The politics of it necessarily.
try just to enjoy the aesthetics of it, and then the content of the show will just sort of to celebrate it.
What I hear you saying is to look at Jews and Israelis in particular as contributors to the art world in a fresh, optimistic way, and less so tied to a war and conflict, because that's what the world sees. That's actually the purpose behind the show, to talk about how Israelis are contributing to mankind. And I think your art gives people, in a surprising way, a quiet way that you're changing the world, in my opinion.
Thank you. Matisse said, when there is war, you should go and paint flowers. So, when we are in the darkest places, that people need hope.
Is there a message in your art aside from the activism?
So us Israelis are a small country, and we're dealing with a lot, but people are really with a lot of ambition and creativity here. So thanks for showing that.
Thank you for joining us on the Israeli Trailblazers Show. I'm Jennifer Weissmann, and I hope this conversation with Orrin Fisher gave you a deeper insight into how Israelis are boldly helping the world through art. If this inspired you, please share it with a friend. Post it on all of your socials. And until next time, keep discovering and celebrate the Israeli Trailblazers that are making your world better every day.